Why your current perception of scarcity is sabotaging your financial future. Inspired by the principles of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. To start with, imagine receiving a salary increase today. For a brief moment, you feel relieved. But within weeks, that relief disappears. Bills seem larger. Unexpected expenses appear. Anxiety returns. Now ask yourself, what if your financial struggles aren't caused by a lack of money, but by the way you've been conditioned to think about money? Research in psychology suggests that human beings often respond more strongly to perceived scarcity than actual scarcity. When we constantly believe there isn't enough, our decisions begin to reflect fear instead of opportunity. Today's discussion explores why your perception of scarcity may be silently sabotaging your financial future, and how changing that mindset can transform the way you earn, save, invest, and build wealth. One of the central ideas in Think and Grow Rich is that wealth begins in the mind before it appears in your bank account. The book argues that every major financial achievement starts with a definite purpose, unwavering belief, and persistent action. While circumstances matter, your dominant thoughts shape the actions you consistently take. By the end of this video, you'll understand what scarcity thinking really is, how it affects your financial decisions, why it keeps intelligent people trapped, how successful people develop an abundance mindset, practical ways to rewire your thinking for long-term financial success. Let's begin. First, understanding scarcity thinking. Scarcity isn't always about having little. It's about believing there will never be enough. Psychologists have observed that when people experience scarcity, whether it's money, time, or opportunities, the brain narrows its focus toward immediate survival. Instead of asking, how can I build wealth? The mind asks, how do I survive this week? This survival mode creates tunnel vision. When you're constantly worried about paying bills, your mental energy becomes consumed by today's problems. Long-term planning disappears. Investment seems risky. Education feels expensive. Saving feels impossible. This mindset slowly becomes your identity. Instead of saying, I don't have enough money today, you begin saying, I'm just not good with money. That subtle difference changes everything. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill repeatedly emphasizes that successful people first change their thinking before their financial conditions change. The mind becomes a magnet for what it consistently focuses on. If it focuses on lack, it notices more lack. If it focuses on opportunity, it begins finding opportunity. Secondly, how scarcity sabotages your financial decisions. Scarcity rarely announces itself. Instead, it disguises itself as being practical. For example, someone refuses to invest because they're afraid of losing money. Someone avoids learning a valuable skill because the course seems expensive. Someone keeps all their savings in cash because investing feels unsafe. At first glance, these decisions seem responsible. But over time, fear quietly becomes the financial advisor. Research in behavioral economics suggests people often fear losses more than they value equivalent gains. This is known as loss aversion. While caution has value, excessive fear can prevent people from taking calculated opportunities that create wealth. Think about it. Every successful entrepreneur, every investor, every innovator accepted uncertainty, not recklessness, calculated uncertainty. Scarcity thinking whispers, what if I fail? Abundance thinking asks, what if I succeed? The questions you repeatedly ask determine the answers your brain searches for. Third, the invisible habits created by scarcity. Scarcity creates habits that slowly drain financial potential. These habits include waiting for the perfect time, avoiding negotiations, undervaluing your skills, believing wealthy people are simply lucky, spending impulsively to temporarily escape stress. Ironically, scarcity often leads to overspending. Why? Psychologists explain that chronic financial stress can reduce self-control, making short-term rewards feel more valuable than long-term goals. This explains why someone determined to save money may suddenly make emotional purchases after a stressful day. It's not a lack of intelligence. It's a stressed brain seeking relief. Hill emphasized the importance of self-discipline. He believed disciplined thought eventually becomes disciplined action. Financial freedom is rarely built through occasional good decisions. It's built through consistent habits repeated over years. Fourth, why abundance is more than positive thinking. An abundance mindset isn't pretending problems don't exist. It's believing solutions also exist. There's a huge difference. Positive thinking without action becomes fantasy. But positive thinking combined with purpose becomes strategy. In Think and Grow Rich, desire is presented as the starting point of achievement. Desire creates direction. Faith strengthens persistence. Persistence overcomes obstacles. Eventually, results appear. Research suggests optimistic individuals are generally more willing to pursue opportunities, recover from setbacks, and continue learning after failure. Notice something important. Optimism doesn't eliminate failure. It simply changes your response to failure. Scarcity says, I failed. Abundance says, I learned. That difference compounds over decades. Fifth, reprogramming your financial mind. Changing your financial future begins by changing your daily thoughts. Here are practical strategies. 1. Monitor your internal dialogue. Notice how often you say, I can't afford it. Replace it with, how can I afford it? One statement ends the conversation. The other begins problem solving. 2. Invest in knowledge. Knowledge often produces returns far greater than material purchases. Every book, every skill, every lesson can become an income-producing asset. Hill consistently emphasized specialized knowledge as a key ingredient for success. 3. Build long-term vision. Instead of asking, what can money do for me today? Ask, what can today's money become 10 years from now? This simple shift encourages investing rather than consuming. 4. Practice gratitude. Research in positive psychology suggests gratitude improves emotional well-being and reduces feelings of deprivation. Gratitude doesn't replace ambition. It strengthens resilience. 5. Surround yourself with growth-oriented people. Hill introduced the concept of the mastermind alliance. The people around you influence your beliefs. If everyone believes success is impossible, eventually, you might believe it too. Choose environments where possibility is normal. In conclusion, your financial future isn't determined only by your income. It's shaped by your decisions. Your decisions are shaped by your beliefs. And your beliefs are often shaped by the stories you've repeated to yourself for years. Scarcity says, there isn't enough. Growth says, I can create more. One mindset creates fear. The other creates possibility. Think and Grow Rich reminds us that riches begin with thought, but thought alone is never enough. It must be paired with desire, planning, persistence, and decisive action. The next time you catch yourself saying, I'll never have enough, pause and ask a different question. What opportunities am I failing to see because I'm focused on scarcity? That single question could become the turning point in your financial journey. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a new perspective on money. Your next financial breakthrough may begin with a single new idea, and today's idea is this. Your greatest financial limitation may not be your wallet. It may be the way you've been taught to think about wealth.